Ladies and oh, no, it's doing it again. Why is it like, no, they even gave a new driver. They updated it.
Sorry, man. I guess it just doesn't like that camera. But welcome, everybody, to MMWP Live, the show where the Modular Media guys talk about wrestling every week.
You're on mute now. Fuck you. You're muted. No one can hear you. I don't know. Because this has just been going on for a bit, and I don't know why. Why would it have anything to do with that? That's thinking of computers as just like a bunch of tubes. Like, it's slowed down. It's a completely different problem. It solved one problem, and it has a new one. Yep. Jesus fucking Christ. Biggest fucking piece of crock shit in the fucking goddamn motherfucking world. Ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals, non-binary pals, and a technicolor rainbow in between, this is Modular Media Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Boingo, Ryder Gaston. With me, as always, is...
The Acuminator is here.
We have had several technical difficulties.
So, what you may have seen.
Yep, but we got it at least functioning right now. Jesus Christ. Let me make sure nothing's fucked up in the background. No, we're good.
The background looks fine. I think it's as shitty as it is. I think you might just have to go with the shit camera for a little while.
No, because that should be working.
I know it should.
There we go. That's the end of the argument.
Folks, it's All Out Weekend.
Oh boy. And they're heading out to go all out.
They sure are.
We got to talk about this last week of wrestling, starting not with Rampage, but right after the first thing. We got to talk about the Rampage.
Yeah, but Sammy put out a special vlog this Friday. Everybody, just dude had a bunch of extra footage, so he decided to make an extra vlog, and it was pretty fun because it opens with literally just a replay of the bit of CM Punk footage from last week's BTE, and then it cuts to Sammy and Fuego and Griff watching it in their hotel room, and they're like, "Oh shit, they got CM Punk for their vlog this week. How are we gonna beat them in view counts?" I got an idea. Fuego, go stand in front of the TV, and he's got it paused on CM Punk's face. And then the rest of it is just a fairly standard Sammy vlog, backstage shenanigans. They try and get a vlog crew specific locker room made. Funny bit of QT and Aaron Solo talking about how much of a piece of shit Fuego is. Interesting overlap in story. Some of the Dark Order story bleeds into this because Alan Angels #5 is a regular character on Sammy's vlog. So we see Evil Uno coming up and asking for forgiveness for what he said on the AEW episode. And 5 is basically just like, I'm not ready yet. You need to leave me alone. You need to let me deal with this in my own way. And then we get to see Sammy going up with some of his friends to the rafters for this actual CM Punk debut. And you can hear the pop from the rafters. It's really cool. And then they go to a con for the weekend, and it's pretty hilarious because they're at a panel. They gave Charlie his own custom title because he's been walking around with this fake foam Sammy vlog title for a while. Mm-hmm. And they were like, we should get him a real title, but we're going to rib him first. So they gave him a title that they made 2 titles. They made an actual belt replica of the Sammy vlog title, and then they made a fake title that's just everything Charlie hates in titles. So it's got a blue strap. It's just got 2 silhouettes of a dude holding up a belt for the side plates. The inner thing is a spinner of pizza. And it's just hilarious, his reaction to it, because he gets it at the panel and he's like, "Are you fucking serious? Are you serious?" And Sammy's like, "Yeah, stand up, hold it up. We put everything you love into this belt, right?" And he's like, "Oh, god damn it." And then Tony Schiavone, who is also at the con, makes him walk over and show it to fucking Mick Foley. And Mick Foley is like, "This belt is amazing. I might have to come out of retirement to try and win this belt." And Charlie's just clearly so embarrassed. It was great.
Perfect, beautiful, lovely friendships.
Yeah, good Sammy vlog. A good extra scrumptious treat Sammy vlog this week.
There we go. A little bit nicer. I got the camera up a little bit higher. But yeah, the Symphony Anthony Punk, Sammy.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. But then we had Rampage. You wanna? I'll talk. I'll take the first one. We had the final of the tag team eliminator tournament between Jurassic Express and the Lucha Bros, and boy, was this a good one.
It was a pretty good match.
Solid, really good, really banger. They got some of the big hits in, but yeah, no, it was good.
Lots of great flippy shit from Ray and Jungle Boy I fought in this match. This was really the small guys match.
Yeah. I mean, Luchasaurus and Pentagon, they played the hits, you know.
Mm-hmm.
As we can see,
And
Penta does his glove thing.
That's really all the big guys have to do is just come in on the hot tag and play the hits.
Yeah. But we did get an upset this match because everybody was going like, oh, it's going to be Jurassic Express, or Jurassic Express is going to go on, and it's the Lucha Bros.
Yeah. Very interesting choice. I mean, back during the Proto era, we had a ton of Young Bucks Lucha Bros matches, and those were all great, but you're going into this, you're going like, okay, what else are they going to do? Because they've already done so much in their previous matches. And after that final one, Nick Jackson literally said, yeah, I'm never jumping off a ladder that big again. And now they've got a giant fucking steel cage to play with.
Yeah, bud. Yeah. Also, isn't this the second cage match we've ever had in AEW?
I think so. Not counting the blood and guts.
No, that's not a cage match.
Yeah.
That's a blood and guts match.
Mm-hmm. Which is pretty cool, you know. They only wheel out the cage when it's like a big story feature.
Yeah. As we'll get into Dynamite, it's a pretty big story feature.
Mm-hmm. And even then, like, as much as I like Cody versus Wardlow, you kind of feel like they put the steel cage in there because, like, oh, we might want to have a steel cage for a match down the line. We should probably get it built now while we still have a ton of momentum and money to justify making it.
Yeah. Reasonable way to go about it. Makes total sense. No, this between this match and the match in Dynamite this week, I am super hyped for a new Lucha Bros Young Bucks match.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
But we did get a little.
It's late and we're both yawning.
And I also just went through a fucking headache.
Understandable.
We didn't get a quick little promo package hyping up CM Punk and Darby because we only have 2 weeks to hype up this match in full legitimacy and not just like speculation. So we got to go hard. We got to go fast.
And they've been throwing so much shit at us that honestly, like, I don't even remember this one. I don't remember what was said in this one that was new.
Yeah, it was just pretty much the same thing. It was a CM Punk promo with intercut with relevant footage. That's what. Is this
the first time he said on an AEW show? Because I know he had said it in an interview beforehand, but I think this is the first time he said it in an AEW thing. Like
he did it in the promo of Dynamite, and they reused it for this package.
Okay. And for listeners who for some reason don't watch wrestling, what I'm referencing is CM Punk said when he was 15, Darby Allin would have been his favorite wrestler.
Yeah. Which comes back. That's gonna come back in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But then we had
right round, baby.
Yeah. Then we had another promo from Miro, who's just been killing it.
Mm-hmm. And I love it because this is an in-ring promo, and he literally just comes out and starts calling out Eddie Kingston, and he's got fucking Fuego by the back of his head. He unmasks Fuego and then kicks the shit out of him, practically kicks him out of the ring. Eddie comes out, and you think like, oh, he's gonna start talking. We're gonna get an Eddie Kingston promo. All right, let's go. Eddie looks at the mic and he's just like, fuck it. And then they start fighting, and it's like, all right, that's fine too.
Yeah, that's great. Also, Fuego just being the ultimate luchador babyface, hiding his face.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. It's beautiful. Well, that's pretty much all that was in that segment. It's just trying to build up hype between Eddie and Miro.
Yeah.
Then we had Tay Conte versus the Bunny, and this was pretty good.
This was a solid match. Although I feel like I'm not as into Tay Conte as I used to be. I do still like her, but I feel like a lot of the uniqueness of her ring acumen is starting to fade away. Like this is something I think Brian Sempervive pointed out on Wrestling Observer today. Like she's not doing as much like judo stuff as she used to, and I hadn't really noticed it until this week. And it's like that was kind of the thing that made her cool and unique was that Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Um, and like right now, just what she has going for her is her kind of fun-loving attitude as she comes out towards the ring, which is good babyface stuff. But there's not enough that makes her interesting during the match right now. And the bunny is working a solid heel style, but it just kind of meshes together to feel like an okay match. Whereas, like, I feel if we got a little bit more of that jujitsu in there, this could have been a really fun match.
I think the biggest problem with the jiu-jitsu is having other wrestlers know how to work against it.
Mm-hmm.
Because all the wrestlers know how to work against wrestling stuff, more traditionally. So you got to put in a little bit extra work to do the jiu-jitsu. So if it's not someone she's worked with before, might not go off of that. Things might be a little hinky.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. But no, overall the match was fine, and probably the biggest pop out of this whole show for me was just the fact that on commentary during the match, Excalibur announced that CM Punk is going to be the first promo card for the new AEW trading cards.
They knew that Upper Deck was like, oh, we could, okay, cool, yeah, no, here you go. Let's do, fuck it.
On the website next week.
Here, it's probably going to be the only card most of these people will buy.
Yeah.
So. Then we had another little package. I fucking love that screenshot. We got a package for a match on Dynamite this week between Powerhouse Hobbs and Brian Cage. It's the feud. You know the feud. It's okay.
Yeah, we're here. We're here right now. This is the mid-card feud that's just bubbling away.
Yeah, it's just here. And then we had another, like, I love this separating Rampage from Dynamite, where we have the dual screen promo segment between Kenny, Christian Cage, and their tag partners for the match at the end of Rampage.
It's really cool. It gives Rampage this sort of big, like, Friday night fight feel that they want to go for, that sort of classic sports feel.
Yep. And then we have the match itself, which was solid.
Yeah, it was good. It wasn't the best match of this feud, I feel like, or so far, because obviously we're hopefully going to get the best matches of the feud on Sunday. But overall, it was just like a solid thing to sort of play up the Elite and get a little bit more heat going into the final week of the build, especially with Kenny basically using Brandon Cutler as a human shield. However, I don't think it worked as well as they wanted it to, because this is something we discussed last week. Rampage has the recurring problem of they're putting the most exciting match towards the start, but then that problem was compounded this week because if you watch the Sammy blog we'll talk about later, they mention in just a bit where Sammy and QT are getting into their car to go back to the hotel. They shot last week's Dynamite, last week's Rampage, and this week's AEW Dark all in the same night. So that crowd was completely burnt out by the time they got to Rampage.
And that's just a problem with logistics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was it wasn't perfect, but they could, I couldn't see. It's 4 hours of wrestling.
Yeah. Like, anybody would be tired of it by that point. So I don't blame the crowd. I can't get mad at AEW because it's like, what are you going to do? But also,
it's total catch-22.
Yeah.
That's about it for Rampage.
Mm-hmm.
But then we had some exciting NWA news.
Yeah, NWA 73, the big anniversary pay-per-view, happened this last week, and there was quite the amount of stuff on there. There was a whole host of title changes and exciting matches and stuff like that. Ric Flair made his return to the NWA and weirdly put over Vince McMahon and Hunter Hearst Helmsley. But the big thing, the big thing out of this is that Nick Aldis's 1,044-day run as the NWA World Heavyweight Champion has finally come to an end. Trevor Murdoch, as you can see on your screen here, is your new AEW, or I'm sorry, I'm so used to saying
AEW. I didn't know he got signed. He's the All Elite.
No, he's not, but he is the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. And from what I've heard, I haven't had time to watch it because there's just only so many hours in the week, folks. But from what I heard, it was a really good match, and it makes sense to put Murdoch over because he's been with NWA for quite a long time now, and he is next to Tim Storm, who can't go for the belt anymore. They had a whole match of him putting up his right to go for the belt. Next to Tim Storm, he's probably their biggest babyface at the moment.
All right, then.
Yeah.
Tell me what happens to BTE.
All right, so this week on BTE, we had a fun little backstage bit of basically like classic clowning around with Kenny and the boys. And then we went to an extended sequence of the Bucks going to go shoe shopping. And then we cut to outside the shop where Matt Jackson is going through his suitcase because he had bragged to the owner of the shop, like, oh yeah, I've got Dior's in my car. I was bringing them to this show I'm at tonight. And he's like, huh, that's strange. I can't find my Dior's in my suitcase. Put a pin in that. We then see Brandon Cutler. Brandon Cutler runs up to Marco Stunt while they're prepping for the show, and he's like, hey, you haven't been on the show in like 2 months, and you're the BTE champion. You have not been defending your belt. What the fuck? And he's like, all right, let's do it right now. Let's have a championship match right now. Who's right next to me? Cesar, you want a championship shot? It's like, okay. Whoever can run up and back down the bleachers fastest is the new champion. And so they do it, and Marco beats him by 2 seconds. And Brandon's like, all right, that was nice, but you gotta come up with something better than that. We gotta be more consistent about this. And he's like, all right, there'll be a contenders match next week. And we then go backstage to see Matt Jackson again, who reports that his Dior's were in fact stolen by the TSA. Because him and Nick both noticed at the airport that their bags have been tampered with, but they thought nothing of it because they've literally never lost anything in years and years of flying everywhere. But when they got back to the hotel after shoe shopping, they found that Matt's Dior's were just gone. And they reported it to the TSA. They've got a whole case open about it. They're hopefully going to get them back. But that's a $3,000 pair of shoes that his wife bought him for his birthday. So he was mighty pissed about it. So mucho battle there. And we then had them going through their actual shoe haul for the day. And Kenny saying like he was just joking about the Yeezys last week. Here's some shoes he actually got. And we then saw a Cutler cam of the boys running out for the end of Dynamite, Rampage after the match where the Bucks did that little run in. And we get to see Carl and Doc Gallows just saying all kinds of silly shit. Trying to see. Then from the thumbnail, there's a little bit of the Bucks marking out over the basketball man who was at that show. I know nothing about the basketball man, so I just kind of skipped over that.
I think he plays for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Mm-hmm. And then the show this week ends with John Silver being like, Alex went home. The rest of the Dark Order's not really talking to each other. I guess I'm gonna make like Hangman and get drunk. And he starts drinking, and he makes it, and he ends the show by making a joke. Well, CM Punk's totally gonna be the new leader of the Dark Order.
Now
And
tell me
that
what
was
happened in
PT.
Sammy's vlog.
Okay, so uh,
Other than the fact that Chris Jericho's pointing at you right this moment.
yeah, that's actually from a bit where uh, okay, so the first really important thing that happens is Sammy is holding a tournament to decide the first official Sammy Vlog champion, and the first match is a basketball who can get the most free shots in consecutive order thing. And Nick Jackson ends up winning that. I forget who he was going up against. Uh, but then Matt grabs the belt from Sammy and he's like, "So you're holding a tournament to decide your first champion, and it's just bullshit games? Sammy, what else are you gonna rip off from us?" And he's just like, And then Chris Jericho runs up and goes, "So I was today years old when I saw the Young Bucks mark out for the first time," talking about the segment from BT when they were talking to the guy from the Milwaukee Bucks. Um, and then uh on Dark, Sammy and Fuego tagged together, so we got to see like sort of an alternate Sammy vlog angle of that match, and also a backstage interview where, because they won, Alex Marvez is like, "Hey, are you guys going to be an official tag team right now?" And Fuego's like, "All right, I'm not stupid. I know Sammy's got a bunch of other shit going on right now. We're just out here tonight having fun. He helped me get a win. I'm grateful for it, and all the best things to the both of us for the future," kind of a thing.
Basically, this isn't gonna be a thing right now. This was just a match.
Yeah. And then, okay, so I have to back up and missing bits. I have to do a Sal here. So there's been
We
a
gotta go back.
reoccurring.
We gotta go back.
Let's go back. Let's go back. There's been a reoccurring gag on Sammy's vlog for the last few weeks of
Some
Charlie
part of me
filming...
impress onto you.
Mhm. Charlie Haskell has many powers, and one of those powers is not filming things correctly, because there's been this reoccurring bit of Sammy assigning Charlie to get B-roll of cool, important things for the vlog, and he's holding the camera like this, and he's filming himself, and it's like just these like minute and a half segments of him going like, "All right, vlog fans, here it is. Here's this cool thing. Isn't this amazing? Look at that. Wow." And you're just seeing like his mouth and his nose. And so we got one of those for him filming CM Punk coming out this week. And then it cuts backstage, and Sammy's like, "So I got your footage. What the fuck?" And he finally explains to Charlie how you flip the camera on the phone. So that was like, it's important resolution for an arc that I've been completely ignoring up till now. Then we
Just like half the shit Sal has to explain in a comic.
Yeah, that's why I said I'm pulling a Sal. We didn't see Five. It's basically a skit of explaining why Five wasn't at AEW tapings this week. Of he was on an indie show, so they make a joke about him having to make a skeezy deal with a sketchy performer, or a sketchy promoter, excuse me, who doesn't even know what the Dark Order is and is trying to pay him in sandwiches. And he's like, "Oh, God damn it, this is what I get for trying to go out on my own."
Sandwiches.
Yeah.
Sandwiches.
And then we see probably the funniest bit of the whole vlog. QT and Sammy are walking back to their hotel, and there's these two fans who are obviously plants. They stop them outside the hotel, and they're like, "Hey, can we get a picture?" And QT just goes off on them like the biggest heel in the world. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I just came from doing a show for 8 hours. I want to go to my hotel room and go to sleep. Get your fat ass, fan ass, annoying ass out of here and let us go in. And Sammy just turns the camera back to himself and he's like, okay. And that was the second Sammy vlog this week.
Alrighty. Well, that's pretty much the first half of the show done. So, do we wanna take a quick piss break? We wanna get some refreshments.
It breaks and piss.
Okay, let's take a piss. And we're back. How's everybody doing?
Is it time to ignite? Is it time to ignite the dynamite?
Would you like a ruffle back?
I'm good, thanks.
Sure, they're over here.
I'm really fine.
All right, cool. You're lost.
Good God, that sounds terrible on the stream.
What?
You crumpling the bag. I apologize, headphone users. I apologize on behalf of this man.
I have food in my mouth.
Yeah.
It's not polite, to speak while chewing. But anyway,
this is the content, everyone, that got us to 200 subscribers this week.
201.
Actually, it's 202 right now.
Oh, FTR
So
and
thanks.
Santana and Ortiz.
It was a match.
Oh,
It was a real dang good match.
Damn good match.
Mm-hmm. After all the pomp and circumstance and the delays and the injuries and the freak accidents and the this, that, the other thing, I feel like they actually kind of delivered on this. I was surprised. I was really expecting to just be like, okay, we're just getting this over with because they want to have the match. No, this was actually probably one of the best tag matches AEW has had in a while.
Oh, yeah. It is really good. It was really solid. FTR This is classic NXT FTR.
Yeah.
Especially
with the close adherence to the rules in this match.
Mm-hmm. That was real good. They kind of... Question, do you think the arm is a work? The arm injury, the nerve damage.
I don't know. I mean, Dax did post quite the gruesome photo up on Instagram.
Because I am pretty firmly believing that it is a work. Because why would they let him wrestle if it wasn't?
It's possible.
But the match was cool. The match was really fucking good. One of the best matches this whole show.
Yeah, really, really fun stuff. I mean, like, you can always tell it's a special match when Santana and Ortiz break out the war pains.
Oh yeah, no, it's good. It was man. Go check it out, people.
Yeah.
Next.
Also, surprisingly, Santana gets the pin and wins the match. I was not expecting that. I thought FTR was going to go over.
Yeah, no, they went over last time, so they may have a rubber match in the future. Yeah. Next, we had a promo with Daniel Garcia in 2.0.
These guys are fucking great, man. 2.0 can just fucking shout their heads off for 5 minutes every wrestling show for the rest of time, and I'll never complain.
Because it's literally they just went like, oh, hey, you know that thing they did in the 80s? What if we just did that?
What if we were just obnoxious assholes on YouTube?
Yeah. And then you have Daniel Garcia being like, no, I'm smooth. I'm good at wrestling.
They're his hype man. And it works. It's how a faction should work.
Yeah. No, I'm getting high. They're cool. They're a dope group.
And fucking, you gotta hand it to AEW. They know how to get an act right and then just let them run with it. Because fucking 2 months ago, I barely knew who any of these guys were. And now here they are. They're like one of the hottest acts on AEW.
I thought you'd be going longer than that.
No, I knew of Everrise, and now here I am like, no, 2.0 is fucking great. I love 2.0.
Yeah, no, imagine that being released and then getting put into angles with some of the biggest names in your in AEW. Because speaking of big ass angles, we had a promo from CM Punk.
Yeah, Chris Matrix Punk came out and talked to the crowd a good bit, and I really like how self-aware Punk comes off in this promo because he starts off just very quickly saying like, "Hey, are you guys tired of that yet? Because that pop didn't sound as loud." Oh, I know you'll get tired of it eventually, so I'm just soaking it in right now.
Yeah.
Anyways, Darby Allin, and then 2.0 just comes out and starts beating his ass, which was a really nice, like, this is fucking perfect subversion of expectations right here. Because I said last week I can feel some Sting syndrome coming on. I think we might be getting to a point where CM Punk just comes out and talks every week until he has a match, and I don't know if I want that. And right here, nah, big old beatdown with 2.0. Darby and Sting come out for the save, and oh my god, consecutive finishers from all the boys on the boys.
God damn, it was great because it wasn't. It was Stinger drop, coffin drop, GTS. No, it was coffin, then Stinger, then GTS. So there was no thematic reason for the order they went in, but
no, it was just cool. It was just bam,
cool.
Bam, bam.
Oh, it was dope. It was solid. I also really like this character of Daniel Garcia and 2.0 just being like, we are the small fish and we are going to bite the great whites. We will lose. We will get our asses kicked, but we are going to bite those great whites.
It's literally that prison mentality of, oh, I have to assert my dominance by going to the cafeteria and sitting in the biggest guy's chair.
Yeah. Like, it's foolhardy, but there's something to commend there.
Mm-hmm. And then afterwards, again, just great booking of, like, Punk and Darby stare down for a minute, and then Sting grabs a mic and is about to say something, and Punk's just like, hold on one second, and he tosses the final guy out of the ring because the others had powdered out, and he's like, all right, the floor is yours. And
it's also very indicative of CM Punk, who respects the fuck out of wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
CM Punk, like, his name is Punk, but, like, when it comes to wrestling, respect your elders.
Yeah. He's a straight edge Punk. It's a different breed. Really.
Yeah, it is. They genuinely are.
Mm-hmm. But Sting gets on the microphone and he basically says like, "Oh, Punk, I've always wanted to be in the ring with you. This is really cool. But we're not having a match. You and Darby are having a match. And I've been with Darby long enough to know when he's ready for something. So I'm staying out of this one. I'll come out with him during his entrance, but after that, I'm going to the back. This is between you two. I promise I won't interfere because I'm Sting. I'm a nice man. I'm a nice old man, and I don't fuck with shit. I'm the guy who stops shit from getting fucked with. So
and he recognized that CM Punk and Darby were getting hot headed, and they might have come to blows, and he was like, no, you guys respect each other. Stop it.
Mm-hmm. But no, solid segment. Really enjoyed it.
Really good. It shows off a little bit of like, oh yeah, by the way, remember CM Punk wrestling?
Mm-hmm. Get hype, bro. Get hype.
Get hype, mate.
Mm-hmm. Get Mojo and Ryder, and then get hype.
Oh, you mean Zack Ryder, deathmatch champion, the best deathmatch wrestler in the world?
Did you see? Because, like, we didn't put it on our card. We're not talking about the fucking imminent NXT reboot. NXT's already dead to us. But,
you mean season 1 Dynamite?
Yeah, after that news started leaking out, fucking Matt Cardona goes on his Twitter and he posts a screen cap from NXT season 1 of when he was Titus O'Neil's fucking trainer. Because Titus O'Neil was a rookie on NXT Season 1. And then a screen cap, as well as a screen cap of him and Mojo Rawley as the Hype Bros. And he's like, let's be real, everybody. NXT was only good at 2 very short points in its history.
Motherfuckers knows his fucking gimmick right now.
Yeah. I mean, just look at that new belt he introduced for GCW.
That is the most heat magnet belt ever.
Mhm. Uh,
But no, I also enjoy CM Punk getting real pissed and angry. I liked his anger face.
yeah.
Then we had a sit down interview with MJF.
This was so I like what was said here. I don't agree with the people who are saying like, "Oh, this is one of MJF's best promos ever." This is a really good MJF promo. It's not in his upper echelon. Holy crap, the editor was having way too much fun with this.
Yeah, I wonder if that was just like MJF was bouncing to all the cameras and he was just having fun with that.
Might be. Might be.
I don't know. But yeah, solid promo. Good. Builds up everything. I also like the use of Tony Schiavone here as kind of like oh, fuck off. Come on, respect the man. He's earned it.
Yeah.
Kind of from the audience, you know? It's like, come on, fuck you.
And I do like MJF sort of having this thing of like, no, I do respect Jericho. He's on my Mount Rushmore, but eventually I'm going to replace him on everybody's Mount Rushmore because I'm fucking MJF and I'm amazing.
Yeah. It's not that the past wasn't good. It's that I'm better.
Yeah. And that's
that's
the man's whole gimmick.
Yeah. Upgrades, people. He's the robot from Robots. He's that one. And then we had a pretty solid match. Pretty good Orange Cassidy match.
I'd say this was about the weakest match of this week's Dynamite. It's not bad. It's just underwhelming because like the most eye-catching thing about it for me was as soon as Orange gets in the ring, Matt starts attacking him and just immediately gets himself ejected.
Yeah. This match feels like it was a small version of a continuation so they could have the 5-on-5 tag match on the buy-in.
Mm-hmm. It was cool, though, that they for once actually gave you a reason to have watched during the picture-in-picture. Like, that's AEW right there. Every once in a while, we're going to pull stuff out just to remind you, like, hey, this is a thing. Like, time limits in matches. Picture-in-picture. Important stuff will happen there sometimes. Like, here, Orange gets the pin during the picture-in-picture.
Yeah. That was really cool. I dug that. But, no, this was solid. Orange Cassidy did his stuff. It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do think, though, like, last week's against Matt Hardy was supposed to be the, like, blow-off. That was the end. And they were like, we need something else. Let's get everybody together and do, like, this 5-man. Everybody can work and have
Let's
fun.
do more.
Yeah. But then we had another Miro promo and Eddie Kingston promo.
Yeah, this is pretty good, pretty solid build for their match. I don't know. I want to be excited for this match, but for some reason I'm just not, and it's not any fault of the performers because they're doing a good job setting up the match. I'm just like it's the thing of like it's too soon in Miro's run. I don't think he's going to lose the belt this weekend, and Eddie is like one of those guys who I'm like, if you're going to give him that big pay-per-view match, I want him to win.
True, but like Eddie has ingratiated himself into the world of AEW that he is a big deal, so it makes sense for Miro to go against him as like the first big deal opponent.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Because who else relativistically in the mid card could Miro fight against right now that's not in a feud?
There's probably somebody sitting on Dark, but I don't watch Dark, so I can't pick
Joey
them out.
Janela?
Yeah, Joey Janela would be a good pick, actually.
Yeah, but how often has he lost in feuds? And plus, Joey's a heel now.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be heel versus heel.
Yeah.
It's just a variety of things that I think the match is going to be fun. I'm excited just because of how they perform in the ring.
Yeah, I think the real question about it is just, hey, Lana's 90 days are up.
Oh.
Yeah, over under.
She's gonna walk him out to the ring.
Yeah.
They're working with Impact. They could do a one-night reunion.
They sure could.
I would only want it for one night. Don't rehash it. Don't bring it back completely. Just like one day, Miro is coming.
It's all out. So here's Matt Ringwald to announce the first and only in AEW Miro Day.
I do like Eddie Kingston's you call yourself God's favorite champion, well, take my hand, we'll walk through hell.
Yeah, that was a good line.
That was a really good line. But yeah, no, solid lines. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it, but that's also because it's fucking Miro and Eddie. They're going to put on a banger.
Definitely.
Next, we have a little package detailing the match with Jon Moxley and
Satoshi Kojima. Honestly, this video package kind of sucked because this is just New Japan archive footage set to the 3 different promos Mox has done to lead into this match. There's nothing new here. And, like, I get it. What new thing could you do except for getting, like, Kojima to do a phone camera promo? But still, this nah.
Yeah. I have a feeling the match is going to be fun.
Like, here's the thing. The seas in wrestling are so turbulent right now. I'm expecting everything in All Out to dovetail into something crazy. So, like, there's a part of me that thinks this match is going to go 5 to 8 minutes, and it's going to end with Mox getting distracted by a wild Hiroshi Tanahashi appearing.
Well, supposedly the reason Tanahashi's not coming is due to a variety of circumstances in Japan.
Yeah.
And, like, he's able, and Kojima's able to come through. So my thought, it's not going to be Tanahashi, because they do want to do that match. They want to do that match eventually. My bet, because remember, there was rumors that they changed the surprise reveal of Bryan Danielson to All Out.
Mm-hmm.
That we're going to get Bryan Danielson come in, surprise Jon Moxley, have like a little feud there up till the first pay-per-view Dynamite, and that's when Tanahashi comes in.
I could see that.
You know, especially with all the foreshadowing. We can call it foreshadowing. It's just matches, but with Daniel Garcia, who wrestles a very Bryan Danielson kind of match style.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, they've wrestled a few times before in WWE. Be a good way to get Bryanson acclimated back to the more free-moving independent style. And it'd be a nice little taste, a little appetizer for the fans for future Bryanson stuff in AEW.
I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it's just a little thought. It could. There's a possibility.
No, it makes sense.
But next we have Jim Ross in-ring interview with Chris Jericho. This was solid. This was solid promo work.
This was really good. You really bought just through Jericho's facial expressions and overall body language that, like, even if it isn't, even if Chris Jericho the person or Chris Irvine the person knows that he's not ending his career, Chris Jericho the character is afraid he might be ending his career this Sunday. And Jim Ross is just standing there the whole time telling him, like, I'm pretty sure you made a mistake. I'm pretty sure you fucked up here.
Yeah, kid, I've seen you for years. I don't want you to make this mistake. Why'd you do this?
Mm-hmm.
You know, again, solid work. The match is going to be fun. The promos are just kind of keeping you reminded. They're not building on anything. It's just going like, hey, remember this match is coming up.
Mm-hmm. And remember, Jericho has this long and storied career, and a big moment in it happened in Chicago, and the biggest moment in it could happen in Chicago.
Yep. Then we have a little package detailing CM Punk versus Darby Allin.
This is really good. I like this. Darby sort of throwing the compliment back in CM Punk's face of like, yeah, you were my favorite wrestler when I was 15. But I don't care about that anymore because you left right when I entered wrestling and I busted my ass to get here, and now I'm going to show everyone how great I am by beating you.
Yep.
It's really good upstart kind of stuff.
Also, the line of like, you pissed me off when you said that I was the first one on your list. Jericho, that means you're already looking past me.
Mm-hmm.
You're thinking about people after me. I should have been the last one. Which is like, oh, that's good line work. That's good.
Yeah.
Then we had Brian Cage versus Powerhouse Hobbs.
This match was better than I thought it would be. It wasn't great, but it was really good Haas stuff.
Really good Haas stuff. Ends in a screwy. What more could he ask for this feud?
Mm-hmm. I love how everybody is just clearly so into Hook right now. Like, we're all just eagerly anticipating that little Twink's debut.
I mean, he has a good face. He has a good attitude. He seems to be... Everybody seems to be happy working with him. He doesn't seem to have an attitude. He's Taz's kid. I don't see why not.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, not much to say about this match, but it's all enough. Then we had a Malachi Black promo. Yeah. So Malachi Black basically was like, alright, all you motherfuckers complaining about that last segment on Dynamite, fuck you. Here, I showed people mercy. Arn Anderson didn't block my kick. He was graced by my mercy. Fuck y'all.
Yeah.
And Lee
It's
Johnson,
really good.
I wasn't running away from you. It wasn't your time. You interrupted shit. Now you're gonna die.
It's really good covering of their tracks, I thought.
Yeah, I like the promo. It also feels like it's completely intentional. Like, oh, it makes sense when you look back on it. It's an MCU retcon.
Mm-hmm. I also just love the setting and the direct, because I'm not always into the Malachi Black aesthetic, but like the way the little set he has for this promo looks really cool. Like it looks like a perfectly set up YouTuber set.
Yeah, like he's about to read you creepypastas.
Yeah. Let me tell you about SCP. Hi, I'm Malachi Black. Welcome to History of SCP.
Now we have this segment. Do you wanna walk people through it?
All fucking right. So we come back from the break, and the factory is just in the ring. Like QT, my fucking rival, Nick Camarado, and Aaron Solo, and a bunch of randos we've never seen before, who I'm guessing are just backstage hands they put in QT bowling shirts. Or no, they were just wearing factory shirts.
No. They're new members of the factory.
They're totally new members of the factory. We'll totally see them again next week. But
no, there was a clip on Dark, I think. It was on their Twitter. One of those people is like a new inductee into the factory.
Okay, I completely missed that. But we come back from the break and they're just already in the ring, and it sounds like we're just catching. Like QT's been already promoing for a minute and a half, and he's shooting his mouth off about Paul White, and he's like, "Oh, Paul White, you're a bitch. You're a little shit. I'm gonna fucking beat you. Blah blah blah. Get your ass out here." And Paul White comes out and he runs all of them out of the ring. And after everybody's already powdered out, the fucking Gun Club gets in the ring, and I'm like, "Wow, great timing, guys. Fucking what were you all the way back in catering?" And then, as QT's walking up the ramps looking scared, and Paul White is staring him down from the ropes, fucking Billy Gunn takes Paul White out with a chair? And And QT is still making the same shocked face. Like he didn't know what was going to happen. So the Gun Club has just turned heel on Paul White ahead of this big match at All Out. And it appears that the factory had no hand in it. It was just a random heel turn because what the fuck else are we doing with the Gun Club right now? You know, what possible reason would we have to keep them face except, maybe lining them up for matches with Alistair?
Here's the thing, though. It makes total sense to turn them heels.
How so?
Billy Gunn's the one who did the attack. The other two members of the Gun Club are his sons. Y'all are overlooking my boys. I'm pissed.
Okay, if he does a promo on Rampage explaining it that way, I'll be fine with it. But as is, it's just really inexplicable and like, okay.
Yeah, but like, it's fine. I mean, Billy Gunn always worked heel it before.
That's true. That's true.
He was only a face because, nostalgia act.
Mm-hmm.
And Austin Gunn already, just his facial expressions after the chair shot, maybe go like, oh, you're going to be a good heel.
We'll see.
I don't know. I definitely feel like if they go like the route of like, y'all been overlooking my boys, they deserve more. Look how good these guys are winning on Dark. Fuck y'all for not putting them in a position where they can shine. It's just like the other place where I didn't get a chance to shine.
Yeah, that sounds like a good storyline. I'm just, right now that's all in our fanon.
Yeah. I don't know. They also probably wanted to go like, there's very little heat for this match. Let's injure Paul White so there's like some ambiguity of who will win and all that kind of stuff. Who can we do to have it? Also, here's the dumb thought. What if the running gag with Paul White in AEW isn't that he's always turning, that people always turn on him?
He's like inverse the Fiend, where it's not he beats you and you turn heel. It's your fight. He's fighting one of your friends and you turn heel.
It's just a thought. But inexplicable segment. It's not bad. It's just more of like, oh, okay.
Did not see that coming, and I don't know how to feel about it.
Next, we have a promo segment from Britt Baker, who earlier in the show told Tony Schiavone, oh, hey, we have a major new signing from a free agent. You're going to want to interview me for it. All that kind of stuff.
And this comes off the heels of earlier this week, it was officially confirmed Adam Cole is no longer with WWE. Like, the company flat out said to employees, he's no longer with us.
And
Take him off of shit.
And there was a beautiful fucking video on Twitter of Britt Baker leaning over in a dentist chair, so going like, he just got his full checkup. And it's Adam Cole going like, what's up? And she tagged fucking
Wrestling
Dave
Observer.
Meltzer, Sean Ross Sapp, like all the big names of like wrestling journalists. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, we're fucking with you.
Yeah, we know what we're doing.
But no, good solid segment because ultimately she goes, yeah, no, we AEW just got a long-term signing. Me.
I signed a new multi-year deal. Also, Chris Statlander has a handicap match against Jamie Hayter and Rebel on Rampage because fuck her. She's not winning my title this weekend.
Yeah. Also, like, how they're continuing my little headcanon that Jamie Hayter's only going to be a temporary member of Britt's little cadre because she's not wearing the Brit shirt. Her arms are crossed. She's like, I don't want to be here. And she's kind of just like, why are you talking, Britt? And at least this screenshot is like, why are you fucking talking, you dumb piece of shit?
Yeah. Also, I love how much of like a fucking soccer mom Britt looks like with those glasses. You can totally see it, can't you?
No. I'm gonna add to it. Two lesbian soccer moms, their rowdy, rebellious teenage daughter, and her grandpa.
That's beautiful. That's honestly the best thing you've said all night.
You can see it,
I can. It's great.
especially because both Britt Baker and Tony Schiavone are wearing similar glasses.
Yeah.
They make such a cute family.
A happy family.
That was a good promo.
This is fine.
Yeah. Surprise match of the night. Solid.
I have very similar feelings to this as I did the match that
Tay had on Rampage.
yeah, sorry. My mind just completely blanked out there.
Yeah, it was fine.
But no, it was solid. The big thing about this is just like it again subverted my expectations because I was totally expecting this, like, oh, they're building to All Out and there's the women's battle royal that's happening at All Out. Anna Jay's gonna come back and that isn't she. No, Anna Jay just comes back here to save Tay from a post-match brawl, and it's nice. It's very sweet.
Wholesome. Yeah, no, I thought this match was really good.
Mm-hmm. Also, it's very clear that going forward, they're probably going to be keeping Anna closer to Tay and just push Tay J as a thing for a little while, because it'd be very awkward to get her involved with the clusterfuck that's going on with the Dark Order at the moment.
The most I want to see is a promo when Hangman comes back of her going like, "What did you do to my boys?"
Mm-hmm.
And then kind of leave it for right now, and then kind of patch things up, and then bring Anna Jay back in because she's still in the Dark Order.
Yeah,
I don't want her gone. But Penelope looked good.
Yeah, Penelope has become a very solid worker in the last few months, or pretty much through the whole pandemic, I should say.
Yeah. No, I thought this match was good. They also had the bunny kind of in there as well. So yeah.
By the way, while we're on Penelope, it's a hilarious clip on Botchamania this week from a recent GCW show where Penelope's having a match with some indie lady I'd never seen before, and she's trying to do a table break spot, but with like a big wooden IKEA shelf.
Ooh.
And they keep throwing each other into the shelf and they can't break it, and commentary is like making jokes about it, and it gets to a point where they're just like, fuck this, and they just start kicking the shelf while it's up against the ring corner because it won't break, and then they toss it out.
Fair enough, I guess.
Yeah.
Then we have a backstage interview with Thunder Rosa going like, "Hey, Casino Battle Royale is gonna be a thing," and then Nyla Rose and Jade Cargill come up and go like, "Ara, motherfucker."
Uh-huh.
And Thunder Rosa goes like, "All right, fuck you. I'm gonna fight." They beat her down. And then Nyla and Jade were about to go to blows, and then both their managers go like, Hey.
Girls, you're both pretty.
The money's on Sunday. And they're like, yeah, right, money's on Sunday. All right, cool.
Yeah. It's very, very solid little segment. Very solid little segment.
Yeah. It's really good. Also, someone posted this meme of Thunder Rosa, and I was just like, yes, it's cute.
Yeah, I saw that.
I put their username on Reddit there so people can see who it is.
Yeah.
Then we had one final video package of Chris Jericho.
Yeah. Remember all the stuff Jericho's done? We're not going to talk about all of it because a lot of it was heel shit, and he's a face right now. But remember, Jericho came in, and once upon a time, Jericho was the biggest name in AEW. Remember, he paved the way for fucking anyone who's anyone in this company now.
Yeah.
And so, like, the fact that his career might probably will come to an end, at least temporarily, on Sunday. Kind of a big deal.
Yep. But again, it's nothing we haven't seen. Just more like, hey, we're trying to make you think this is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have this match. This match.
This was a lot of match. The Elite versus Lucha Brothers and Jurassic Express. Oh my god!
Why don't you tell the people about some of the things in this match?
Well, there was wrestling. And there were some wrestling moves. And there was a lot of wrestling spots. A lot of spots. A couple hot tags. And honestly, the whole thing's a blur. It was just a very awesome blur for me.
Yeah. I do like how the Lucha Bros and Jurassic Express immediately were like on a similar page. They were like, yeah, no, we do similar moves. We can work together.
Yeah.
A lot of interference from the Elite to just kind of showcase why they need a cage.
Mm-hmm. And eventually it ends with the Bucks hitting a Meltzer driver and pinning Phoenix. And then Don Callis, who's on commentary as he is for most Elite matches, gets off and he says he has a surprise for everybody as Michael Nakazawa and Kenny Omega start making their way to the ring with the championship and a whole bunch of plunder. And then the cage starts lowering because Don Callis stole Tony Khan's production keys. And the cage lowers in on them and they start beating the shit out of the faces and chaining them up to the ring and beating them up with kendo sticks. And then Christian fucking Cage comes out to make the save and he jumps over the cage and comes in and they just beat him up some more. And then all the fucking faces start coming out, and because there's so many of the Elite in the ring, they just keep knocking them off the cage and nobody can get inside. And the show fucking fades out with all of our heroes beaten and bruised and on the ring floor, heading in to tomorrow night's Rampage, but more importantly, into All Out.
Yeah, really showing that, yeah, no, the Elite have the upper hand here, but they're not going to get any help come Sunday.
Uh-huh. Very.
Also, hold on. Can I? No. You're not letting me do that? Hold on.
Holding, I'm on.
I need to ask you a question, and it's very important.
That's a lot.
Is Nick wearing a nose ring?
Yeah, probably.
All right, then. So All Out is this Sunday.
Mm-hmm. And, folks and blokes, we bought the show. For the first time in MMWP history, we are going to be doing actual real-time live reactions to a wrestling pay-per-view.
Yeah.
This Sunday. Which means, unfortunately, you won't be getting a Modular Components next Friday, but me and Boingo screaming like children at the appearance of one Bryan Danielson, I think is an equivalent exchange.
Surely. Mm-hmm. But we got to talk about some of this upcoming stuff.
Yeah, so we'll be going live probably just before 7 o'clock to watch the buy-in, and then hitting into the actual pay-per-view, which starts at 8 o'clock EST. And let's go down some of the matches announced for this card and sort of make some predictions and some calls.
To bottom up, so let's talk about the buy-in. Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, Wheeler Yuta, and Jurassic Express versus Matt Hardy and the Hardy Family Office. The baby faces are gonna win.
Oh yeah, you need to start off right, get the crowd nice and happy, get it going good. I don't predict any kind of major surprises or anything for this match. I just think it's going to be a nice, solid, fun tag match that'll probably run 20 minutes to a half hour.
Sure. Uh, Same. It's just gonna be a fun goof off match. Probably gonna be a lot more comedy than serious wrestling.
Yeah, because it's a bunch of goofballs.
Yeah. Um, then let's talk about John Moxley and Satoshi Kojima.
I honestly don't know what to expect from this because I'm not super familiar with Kojima's work. Moxley's probably going over,
Yeah.
but like I said, there's a part of me that really wants to think, oh, Wild Hiroshi Tanahashi at the end of this match. But I do also like your theory of Wild Bryan Danielson.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's gonna be fun. I don't think any of these matches are gonna be bad. I think they're all gonna be at least at minimum fun.
Yeah, there's no match that I'm like, oh god, I don't want to sit for that.
Um, Paul White versus QT Marshall.
I don't expect this match to go long, partially because of Paul White's condition, and also partially because there's not a lot of momentum for it. But I think we're gonna see QT get the win here through a bunch of heel chicanery because QT is an up and coming heel in AEW that they've been trying to establish for months and months. So give him some gravitas by having him take out this big legend.
Sure. All Out Casino Royale. We got most everyone in the thing is announced except the Joker.
It's Ruby Soho.
It's Ruby Soho.
Yeah.
Who do you think's gonna win?
Uh my money is on either Tay or Thunder Rosa.
My money's either on Soho or Swole.
Swole would be awesome. Man, they haven't featured Swole in so long I completely
She's been on
forgot
Dark.
about them. Yeah. And that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing, unlike with the other company. It's just after a while they tend to fade from your mind. But yeah, I would love to see Swole get a title push. I don't think they're gonna do it for Soho just because gotta stick to the ranking system and you don't want somebody to I think they might have done it once before with a men's title.
Brian Cage.
Yeah, Brian Cage, that's what I was thinking of. But when you're sticking so squarely to the ranking system, I don't like the idea of somebody debuting and immediately getting a title shot, even if it's in a match that's set up for that potential.
But it's gonna have to be a babyface. Because I have a feeling we'll talk about that more when we get to Britt Baker. But the next match I'd say we should talk about MJF versus Chris Jericho. What's your money on?
MJF's winning. Jericho's a busy man. He can't do 2 shows a week, so he's going to just do commentary on Rampage from here on out.
You know what? That's fair. Part of me also goes like Chris Jericho winning would make sense for the story they've told of like, oh, he's been beaten down this many times and he wants to just get that one win.
Yeah. It'd be awesome if he won, and there's certainly more places to go with Jericho in this company, I think. But also there's something to be said for not fizzling out, going out while you're still at the top of your game. And even then, it's not like he can never wrestle again. It's just he can never wrestle in an AEW ring. There's nothing that says that he can't wrestle on his own cruise next year.
Yeah. Because it's not an AEW cruise. It's a Jericho cruise.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing to say he can't go back to do New Japan, do Impact.
Yeah.
I don't know. Britt Baker DMD versus Chris Statlander.
Boy, wouldn't it be awesome if Chris Statlander got the belt right now. But no, they're not doing that.
No.
Britt is the hottest thing in the women's division. They're not taking the belt off of her anytime soon, I don't think.
I don't think they're going to do a double turn, but I do think they're going to make her a more sympathetic tweener.
Yeah, they need to tweener her up because the crowds are just not into booing her anymore. Not since they went to Britsburg.
Yeah, no, like, make her a tweener, keep her an asshole, but keep go like, yeah, but she'll fight off against a bully.
I mean, you're bringing in her boyfriend. You could show a little bit more of a more human, more sensitive side.
Yeah. I mean, she's gonna have to grieve over her boyfriend because remember, he died forever ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the big change is Adam comes back from the dead and she's like, "Oh, our relationship has this new lease on life. I see it. I see everything in a new light. Second chances are a thing. I'm going to start being nicer to people."
You know what I would just love to see? I would love to see the Elite cut a promo in the ring and Adam Cole comes out and they just go like, "I thought you were dead."
Didn't we fucking kill you?
No, don't say that. I thought you were dead. No, I couldn't work on the indies anymore. That's lame.
Or you know what? You know what's even better? He comes out and they're all just flipping out like, "Oh my god, how is he back? What's going on? Oh, we're seeing a ghost." And he just picks up a microphone and just goes, "I lived, bitch," and walks to the back.
Boo. Miro versus Eddie Kingston.
Miro's going over.
Miro.
Yeah. It's going to be a hell of a match. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets a little emotional towards the end, but I think Miro's going to win.
This is going to go full on King's Road classic Japanese All Japan fucking style match that Eddie loves.
Yeah.
Also, is it just me or has Eddie lost a little weight? He's been looking good lately.
Potentially. I think him and Uno have shaped up a lot in the last few months.
Yeah. I mean, it's got to be easier when you know you have a steady fucking wrestling paycheck and you have time to work out and eat right.
Yeah, you're not stress eating.
Let's see. Mr. CM Punk versus Darby Allin.
Darby Allington. I think it's going to be Punk.
It's going to be Punk because I think they want to build up Punk himself in AEW. Because, like, sure, Darby winning over Punk would be, like, a big fucking deal. But, like, it's Darby winning over a guy who hasn't wrestled in 7 years.
Yeah, I think Punk's going to get the win here because he clearly needs it with all his... like, he's still got a high stock value, but it's in terms of ring acumen, it's probably diminished over the last few years.
A good way to think about it is it's probably the most prized piece of silver you have in your house. It's just tarnished and it needs to be polished.
Mm-hmm. And I think this is the beginning of the polishing. I think he's going to win here. I think he's going to have, not like every week, but like once every couple weeks, he's going to have a match on Dynamite from here on out and win that. And we're going to start building him up. He's probably going to be the first person where we like really point out like, oh, he's got a huge winning streak. And people are going to start trying to dethrone him for the sake of dethroning him.
You know what I could see? CM Punk being AEW's Undertaker. Not in terms of gimmick.
That is exactly what I was getting at.
The streak. Like, he can lose in Dynamite. He can lose this in Rampage. But, like, every pay-per-view, he wins.
Yeah.
And they keep that, like, oh, he's won the last 5 pay-per-views. Can anybody dethrone that? No. No. And you just do that for, like, 3 years? 3 years, that'll be, like, 12. That's getting pretty solid. And then you start giving him bigger things, and, like, oh, can he make it? Can he make it? And then you get that one young guy, that Lee Johnson.
Yeah.
You know, that Orange Cassidy, that one hot young ticket item. And you just go like, all right, kid, here's your rocket ship.
By the way, while we're on them real quick, Darby's got a match on Rampage tomorrow. Guess who the special guest commentator is?
CM Punk. He's the best in this ring, on this mic, in that booth.
Even on commentary. I'm untouched on commentary.
God damn.
I really want him to just walk out and look at Tony Schiavone and go, "Can I wear your blazer?"
Oh, here's the thing though. It's not Tony Schiavone. Remember, it's Excalibur, Taz, Mark Henry, and Chris Jericho on Rampage.
So he goes up to Jericho with his ridiculous bedazzled blazer and he goes, "Can I wear your blazer?"
Oh man, I hope Chris Jericho steps down for at least that match.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think CM Punk will be big and hype energy and everything.
Oh, hell yeah.
Either Chris Jericho or Mark Henry. I think Mark Henry, one of those two people stepping down so Punk can come in.
Also, please, for the love of God, Phil, just say what a maneuver once.
No, he's not going to say what a maneuver. He's going to go, by God. Oh, man. Imagine if that's the first match in the show, and they get CM Punk to say it's Friday night. You know what that means?
Oof. Chills.
Yeah, you know. Next up, we have a steel cage match: the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Bros. Bucks retain.
I disagree.
Really?
Yeah, I think we've been heating the Bucks up for so long now. It's time to pull the trigger on it. Like I've been thinking this for a while, and I initially thought like, oh, we're going back around to Jurassic Express is getting the belts, get put on big baby faces coming off of big heels. But like, it almost makes sense to transition from heels to tweeners and then put it on some baby faces.
I can see that, but I feel there's still some good matches we can have out of the Bucks as champs right now.
That's fair.
Like Santana and Ortiz. Now that they're off the pinnacle.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think I'm leaning towards Bucks, but I'm not like yes Bucks. And you made some logical things with the Lucha Bros.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But finally, the last match of the card, when Christian Cage versus Kenny Omega.
I'm really surprised. We were predicting weeks and weeks back, like, oh, Cage got the Impact title, so obviously this match is going to be for all the marbles. They haven't said that at all on any of the shows.
No.
So I think this is just a simple championship match.
You know what it could be?
What?
They want to get more out of this, at least for Impact. Kenny wins here, and Kenny goes like, all right, cool. On Impact, I'm getting my belt back. And they have a match on Impact pay-per-view.
That's entirely possible.
And then Kenny gets the belt back.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. But, no, I definitely see Kenny going over here. Just because there's not a bone in my fucking body that believes anybody is going to beat Kenny until Hangman gets his shot.
Yeah. It's going to be a fun match. Christian Cage and Kenny Omega can go.
Mm-hmm.
But that's about it. This pay-per-view doesn't seem to be it's not gonna be like Revolution, that Full Gear, you know. It's gonna be a good pay-per-view, but it's not gonna be end all be all.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of like solid, cool sounding matches, one or two big matches, and like a lot of neat potential because you have Daniel Bryanson possibly turning up. You have Adam Cole possibly turning up. You have Lana possibly turning up. Buddy Murphy's 90 days are up. He could show up.
Right. There's a lot of possibilities.
And Hiroshi Tanahashi, of course. Ruby Soho. I almost forgot. Ruby Soho. Did you watch that vignette I posted in your server?
No, I meant to, and I just, like, something happened and I couldn't watch it.
It was a little derivative, but overall I enjoyed it. And like the new theme song for her that's playing in the background is just like some really solid classic British punk sounding shit.
I love how all the dudes who came out of WWE were like, oh, it's fucking prison, insane asylum, prison. And then she leaves WWE and it's like, I missed my train. I'm an indie punk girl.
Yeah. And the whole song, I think they're just looping a certain part of the song in the vignette I watched. Because the only lyrics I could make out were, destination is unknown, Ruby, 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 Ruby Soho.
It's not the Kaiser Chiefs, is it?
It might be. I've never heard of that
Ruby,
band.
Ruby, 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 Ruby.
No. It's a little softer than that. Go watch it. It's a good vignette. Go watch it.
But ultimately, that's all the wrestling we have to talk about this week until fucking Sunday.
Yeah, because Sunday we'll be right back here. We'll be live again. We'll be live reacting. I bought a fucking 12-pack of Mike's Hard Lemonade for this weekend, so expect me to be drunk off my ass.
Hard lemonade down your throat.
Yeah, so expect me to be drunk off my ass talking about some wrestling loud as fuck, because the next day is Labor Day, so I don't have to be worried about getting up for work on Monday, motherfuckers. It's all out, and I'm going all out. I can't wait, genuinely.
Good old fake Labor Day. You do know the story of that, right?
No, but we don't have time for it right now.
Why don't you tell the people where they can find you?
Hey, everybody. I'm the Vacuuminator. I'm in a bit of a turbulent transitional phase in my content production right now because I tried doing one thing that I really wanted to do. Didn't quite work out with the algorithm and everything. So now I'm kind of back. I'm replanning, I'm re-strategizing. I might have come up with something today, but I have to look into it a little bit more. But in the meantime, you can check out all the content I made in the past almost 10 years of doing YouTube at youtube.com/thevacuuminator. That's TheVacuuminator. Vlogs, video analysis, toy reviews, it's all there. Go check it out and go watch me tweet about anything and everything I want to talk about at The Vacuuminator on Twitter. And my copious amounts of action figure photography is available at _Vacuuminator on Instagram.
Hells to the bells. Hey! Howdy. I'm Chris Boingo Writer Gaston. I make video essay editorial content on YouTube. You can find me at Boingo Writer. You know how YouTube works. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram at Boingo_Writer. And I'm on Twitch at Boingo Writer. I don't know, something's going on there. Some projects, something's happening. Something's happening. I mean, my computer does have Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas, Oogie's Revenge, the PS2 video game for October.
It's hilarious. You have a better handle on what you're doing with your content right now than I do.
Here's the thing. Having a good handle on what your content is not the same thing as having content.
Yeah, but it's still subtle.
Yeah. Oh no, I had an idea. I'm gonna tell you to you after we end the stream. But
Samesies.
No. But this is part of Modular Media where we talk about a variety of things in podcast form. This is our wrestling podcast. Hi. Click like, leave a comment, subscribe. We also have another podcast called No Price Podcast where we talk Marvel movies, comics, merchandise, and more.
No Shang-Chi spoilers this week.
Yeah, no. We're waiting to watch Shang-Chi
until it hits Disney Plus.
Yeah, partially out of like safety, partially out of money, partially out of just general resource management. So
partially out of I fucking forgot the movie was coming out this week, so I spent too much money and can't go.
Yeah, and I don't have the ability to go see it right now, so it's just a mangled mess. Running gag pitch for Shang-Chi. We talk as if we've seen the movie, and we just make outlandish statements about the movie that cannot exist. Man, I love it when Rom showed up.
Oh, dude, my favorite part was when they were reading Detective Comics #1 in that one scene. That was a really cool tongue-in-cheek reference to DC.
Oh yeah. Also, when Cable popped on, Oh man, brilliant casting.
Yeah. Oh my god, I couldn't even say the name. Michael Eisner as Cable.
But we also have other podcasts, including Tell the People About Your Toku podcast.
Hey everybody, do you like the wonderful world of live-action Japanese special effects shows, specifically those featuring henshin heroes and daikaiju? Well,
Yeah!
you should listen. Cool. You should listen to This Week in Tokusatsu,
Okay!
hosted by myself and Buster Core. Each and every week we talk about all the news and latest releases from that medium, except for Buster talking about Ultraman Trigger because he dropped it because they're weak. They're weak. They're weak and they're a quitter. Go listen to the latest episode to hear that gag explained.
I mean, most people probably listen to that show more than any of our others, so...
You're not wrong!
I mean, we have 2 other shows that are catching up.
Yeah.
It's not this one.
No.
Only 2 people care about the show, and it's me and you.
It's okay. It's our baby.
Yeah. There will come a point where there will be dedicated MMWP fans in our fandom, and they will be the weirdos that everyone goes like, why are they making that show? It's for me. They're making the show for me.
No. I appreciate you saying that, but we're making this show because if we didn't, we would just talk about wrestling for 45 minutes out of every episode of Modular Components.
Yeah. Because we just like wrestling. We would just interrupt every other podcast. This is so the other podcasts that everybody else watches are good.
They stay pure and untainted because of this show's existence.
Like the one episode of Components where we talk about wrestling.
Yeah.
That
being said, CM Punkymon is doing way better in views than I thought it would.
Yeah. But, no, speaking of the last podcast, it's Components, where we just kind of shit around with, me, Vac, Buster, and my good, close, personal classic friend, Snowcone. Just talk about our week, talk about our days. Talk about our feelings, talk about how we feel. Which is important. Because, like, it's not common where men are encouraged to talk about their emotions, talk about how they're feeling.
Yeah.
That makes me feel sad.
And I mean, we didn't talk about it this week. We didn't give it a big feature because neither of us are super familiar with her work. But a professional wrestler named, sorry to end it on a downer, but I just feel like this is the appropriate place to go now.
I've been trying to avoid it just because I don't want to feel sad.
A wrestler primarily known for her work in Impact and ECW.
And WCW. She was also in WCW.
Mm-hmm. Daphne committed suicide recently, and the news came out today, and there's been a huge outpouring from the professional wrestling community. A lot of people sharing around the suicide hotline and whatnot, and you know, it's boilerplate, and boilerplate can sometimes sound trite, but it's still important to give the boilerplate. So I'll just say it, guys. If you're feeling down, reach out, talk to someone. It's okay. It happens. It happened to me earlier this week.
And the big thing is, like, if the person you talk to downplays it, talk to another person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, it's just roll the... I don't know. Oh, yeah. But that has been wrestling this week. Until we meet again on Saturday, because no prizes. No, Saturday.
Oh, yeah, okay, I forgot about no prize. I thought you were leading back into the live reactions.
No, Saturday's no prize. Sunday's all out.
Oh my god, what a weekend we got going.
Yeah, boy, yeah. But hey, what if we didn't talk about that stuff? Then no one would. The internet would just dry up of content. We are the only people talking about the MCU.
We're the only people who care about the MCU, Power Rangers, and wrestling. Those are Those are very untapped markets here on YouTube.com.
Yeah. I mean, who else talks about wrestling?
Yeah, there's
You got to be in some kind of cult or an alcoholic.
yeah, you got to be way out there in like I don't know, parts unknown or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, who has time to observe all this wrestling?
Yeah.
Especially not a network.
I mean, think about it. We use the best part about our show too is we use protection. We're not going in raw.
Right. And especially when it comes to comics, sometimes the thoughts just pop out.
Yeah. I don't have another one.
God, we're so full of shit.